Mouse podcast. My name is Holly, and I'm coming to you from Colorado, where I live with my husband and my 5 kids and our many pets. Today is January, I think it's the 8th, January, it's Tuesday. Is that right? Or maybe the 9th. No, it's the 11th. Today's January 11th, and I am happy to be with you again. I wanted to show you all the things that I've made since my last podcast. I did sort of a little mini Vlogmas, which, you start out Vlogmas. It's my first time. I was really excited about it. And of course, I did not record every day. I did not put up a video every day. And I got really kind of not tired of Vlogmas, but just tired in general around the middle of December when all my stuff was over. And I just kind of pooped out. But I really enjoyed it, and I enjoyed documenting at least part of our Christmas season. And I hope to do it again next year and do a little better job. But anyway, so I know I shared a little bit about what I was knitting on my Vlogmas. But not a lot. So I've done quite a bit of knitting since then. So I want to show you. First of all, I'm drinking out of my Beauty and the Beast mug. I have a lot of Beauty and the Beast mugs, so I'm hoping to sort of show different ones each week or every time I podcast. This one I got at Disneyland. We went to Disneyland one time, I think it was 2011, when our 2 oldest kids, our 2 boys, were little, and I really loved it. So I got a Beauty and the Beast mug. Beauty and the Beast is my favorite movie, not just my favorite Disney movie, my favorite movie. So it comes into play in my knitting today, so I'm excited about that. So first of all, I think I'll talk about some finished objects. One thing that I finished that I don't have with me is I made 2 Christmas dresses for my daughters, and I know that I talked about those on my last podcast. So I will put in a picture of how they turned out. I was really happy with how they turned out. I've made these kind of dresses before and not gotten enough fabric for the skirt, and they had a very straight skirt, and it worked out okay, but it wasn't the best. So this time I got I think 2 yards of their skirt fabric, and I just gathered it and put it under the little shirt part. And I think they turned out really good. Mary's, I cast on more stitches for Mary's because I knew I needed more stitches just around for her shoulders. But I think her neck was a little big, and since she's worn it the first time, I have added, I crocheted around it a few times to make it go in more. So it looks a little bit different than the picture I'm showing you, but otherwise, it looks the same, and I was really happy with how they turned out. So success, because I was really worried. I got them done for Christmas Sunday, which is the Sunday before Christmas, which was December 19th. So they got to wear them to church on Christmas Sunday. So that was really nice. And they've worn them since then. I know they're very Christmassy, especially Mary's, because it's got a nativity skirt, which she picked out. So hers is very Christmassy. But Ivy's is more, she picked out plaid, so it's a little more flexible. But anyway, so I got those done. Another thing that I got done that I know I mentioned on my last podcast was this hat. I loved making this hat. This yarn is Baby Alpaca Brush. I used just 2 balls. I had a ball of this cream and a ball of the light blue. And it is so beautiful to work with. Now I made the hat using the numbers from this magazine, Vogue Knitting from early fall 2015. And the hat in this pattern looks much different than, I have a little paper on it, the one I made. I think it uses 4 or 5 colors, but I just used the numbers and the, the needle sizes, I think. And I made my own pattern of for the color work because I only had 2 colors. So I wanted to make it look kind of like it was snowing. So I did these little rolling hills of snow, and they are not all the same size because the numbers wouldn't work out for them all to be the same. And then I just did the blue for the sky and the little snowflakes. And then I wanted it to look like snow clouds. So I did white until I ran out, and then I just finished off with blue. And I'm going to make a pom-pom. I have this much left of the blue. It's, I don't know, maybe half a skein. So I'm going to make a nice big fluffy pom-pom. And I think that will look so cute. Looks like a little bun. So that's what I'm planning to do. I don't think I made the rib as long as I said. You know, ribbing is one of those things where you knit and you knit and you knit and you're like, oh, please be done. And because it takes like twice as long to knit rib as it does to just knit around. But it's plenty big enough for me to fold it over and still show my little snow hills. So that's how I wear it. And it's a little bit slouchy here. I'll try it on. I'll totally mess up my hair. It's a little bit slouchy in the back. But it's so cozy. It's so warm. I just love it. So once again, this was Baby Alpaca Brush. And I highly recommend it. I really loved it. I loved using it. And then because I loved making that hat so much, I'm going to make another one. I don't have Baby Alpaca Brush, but let me show you this. This is also a present my husband got me. It's a bunny bag from Sandy of By the Lakeside. And it's the hunter green leather, I think. And this was on my Christmas list, and I love this bag. It's so cute. And it's really small, but it's big enough to fit a surprising amount of stuff, probably because it doesn't like close all the way. You just fold the ears over. But I'm making a hat for my husband now because he's been borrowing a hat that I made for myself, which is not like a super manly hat, just because we had a couple big snow days and he really needed a hat. He was going outside in the snow to like clean off the car and stuff. So I'm making him a hat. I'm just using some like scrap yarn that I had. I'm not even sure what this is. This was a yarn that I used to make Teddy a wolf hat a long time ago. And I also have some of this cream, although I don't know if I'm going to use that because I had 2 of these. And once again, I am not sure. I don't think I have a ball. Oh, I do have a ball band. Okay. So this is called Aprieto by SMC Select. And I got that at Tuesday Morning, because Tuesday Morning sometimes has, it's like a discount store, and sometimes they have nice yarn. So I remember I got a bunch of these and I made myself a Professor Meow vest. Well, it's supposed to be a sweater, but I just made a vest. I didn't do sleeves. And this was my cat color. So anyway, this is kind of a nice, like, it's almost blue, but it's like a gunmetal gray. So I just used up this gray on the bottom, and I wanted him to be able to fold the brim over. So I did 1 row of knit on this side so that he can fold it over. And if this shows, it won't look like you won't see the pearl bumps. So anyway, so he can fold that over. And then I'm once again just using the numbers from that other hat. And I started the stockinette portion just like this much. You can't really see it because it's so dark. So I am happy to do that. And you know, hats are so nice. I always forget until I knit a hat. And then I'm like, wow, that was really fast. And it's so nice you only have 1 head. You don't have to make 2 of them. So anyway, I'm making that for David. And I have some stitch markers on here. I always forget to talk about these. I have a stitch marker. I think this is by Simply Serving. It's a little holly mug with cocoa and cookies. And this is, I think it's also by Simply Serving, the little teddy bear stocking. I got those a couple years ago. Yes, Toby, what do you want? Okay, he looks very cute. Hey, baby. Okay, go play.
Feed his jacket.
Feed him his food if he gets fussy, okay?
I did.
He's all done?
Yeah, he ate it all.
Okay, good. All right. Goodbye. Bye. Next, let's see. So that was a whip, not a finished object. I have another work in progress in my bag from Toad Hollow. This is one of my favorite bags. This bag is always in use. Sometimes I use it as a mini diaper bag because I just want to be using it all the time. This is a sweater I'm working on for Teddy. He's 13, and he is such a knit-worthy, as far as sweater goes, a very knit-worthy recipient because he always wears his sweaters. He just wears his sweaters till he either grows out of them or they fall apart or both. And so I made a sweater for him with this type of yarn before, which is Nitpicks Wonder Fluff. This is the green. I'm not sure what it's called. It's just green, but it's a nice dark green, and I love this color. I would totally knit a sweater for myself out of this. But this yarn is like a bulky, and so it has a quite large recommended needle size, like 10.5 or something. And I don't think I used a 10.5 when I made this previous sweater for him, which was like in the red. It was like a burgundy. But he has worn through the elbows of that sweater. I mean, he wore it all the time. He wore it camping. He wore it to bed. So and he loved that sweater. So I wanted to make another one with the same yarn. And I'm just making a raglan. I don't remember if I'm using a pattern at all for this. I might be using the numbers from the Flax sweater by Tin Can Knits. Honestly, I don't remember. I did short rows in the back, so that's why the stripes start further down. So I have short rows in the back, and I'm just striping cream and green. And I think this is still my first ball of cream, so it's gone quite a ways. And this is my second or my third ball of green? I don't remember. I should look and see where the ends are. Because this is a bulky, there's not a ton of yardage, but there is you can get a surprising amount of stuff out of it. It's my third. This is the third ball of green. So I think I have about 4 or 5 more inches to do on the body. And then I'm just going to do a green ribbing on the bottom, and then I got to do the sleeves. You guys know how I feel about the sleeves. Not good. So I hope that I don't peter out on my sleeves, but he really wants this sweater, and I want to get it to him while it's still nice and cold and he can wear it for a while. So, and usually with Teddy, I put a patch on his sweaters, like a Mario character. So I think since this one is green, we're going to do Yoshi. See if I can find a patch of Yoshi to put on this sweater. And that kind of makes it more, I don't know, cool, dare I say. Oh, stitch markers on this one. I have a lot of progress keepers in this one. This one I got in my advent calendar. And it's so cute. I love it. And it makes a little jingle. I got my advent calendar, which I will talk about later. This one of my friends made for me. It's a bead woven one. And it's so cute. That was very sweet of her to make that for me. And then this one, I think, also came in my advent calendar. It's a little book. So I just trying to encourage myself and be like, look, you knitted all this in 2 hours or whatever. I don't know. So when I sit down, I try to take stock of where I am, because it's just knitting in the round right now, which is easy and mindless. And so I try to do this during the day when I'm helping the kids with their math, or in the evening, I'll kind of try to do a round or two before I do my more interesting knitting, just because I really want to get that done. So that is that. Hold on, let's take a drink. I'm drinking apple cider. Whew, it's a little sour, but it's good. Okay. A couple other things I got for Christmas that I am super excited about. I got this book. I asked for this book because I saw, I don't even remember. I think I saw it on a podcast or something. But this sweater, I was so excited about. Like, I think I screamed when I saw this. Because several years ago, I asked for some yarn for Christmas because I wanted to make a Beauty and the Beast sweater that was dark blue that had all the enchanted objects on it. And then I was like, I'm going to have to figure this out myself. I've done this before. Like if you watch this podcast, you'll see that I often, try to figure stuff out myself, whatever. Toby, what's wrong?
I don't know. He might be hungry.
Try to keep him quiet. I will be done soon. Anyway, so I thought, well, I can try to figure this out. I'll just write some little charts. It'll be fun. And and then I just put it off because I just didn't have the brain space to figure all that out. Plus, I knew, there are other things I want to knit, whatever. Things that were easier to knit. Things that were not making up your own Colorworks fingering weight sweater. This sweater is written in sport weight, by the way, but I'm doing it with fingering weight yarn. So I hope that it works out okay because I am doing a random size. I did not swatch. But the thing I've noticed with Colorworks sweaters, and this is a beautiful book, by the way. I will do a little flip through. Is that, I have smaller shoulders, I think, than just proportionally for me, for my size. So with yoke sweaters, I think I need to start out with a smaller size, and I can always increase, down here if I need to. But there's nothing worse than a yoke sweater that's like bunchy up here. So anyway, this is the Beauty and the Beast pullover by Megan Reagan. And I watched Megan Reagan's podcast. And so as soon as I saw this, and I knew that she was in the book because she was in the Star Wars book also. And she did a yoke sweater in that. And that's kind of what she's known for is color work yoke sweaters. So as soon as I saw the sweater, I said, I bet that's Megan Reagan's pattern. And I was right. And I love it. So I have started this sweater. I made this bag for myself a long time ago because, like I said, I love Beauty and the Beast. I love this fabric. The stained glass Beauty and the Beast stuff is probably my favorite. I think it's just beautiful. So anyway, I made myself this bag. And then when I got that yarn, hold on, that's my zipper stuck. I made myself this bag, and when I got this yarn, I wanted to use this bag because it was perfect for the yarn. So I have started. Here is where I am. I just did the neck, and it looks so tiny. My husband, I don't think, believes that I can get this on my head, but I told him it's real stretchy. You'll see. So I will see too. If this ends up really tiny, I'll give it to one of my girls and make another one. But I have started the first chart. I'm almost done with the first chart. And it's the little, the rose in its little cloche. So pretty. For this sweater, I'm using Nitpicks Stroll Fingering. This is my main color. It's, what is it called? Orbit Tonal. And it's just a beautiful dark blue with some like black and lighter blue, navy. It's just a beautiful blue tonal. And then for my little accents, I got a whole bunch of mini skeins. This is what I asked for Christmas that year. It was 2 or 3 years ago. I just got these Stroll minis. They're 20 gram minis. And I think I got like 3 sets that had different colors in them. So I'm hoping that I have all the colors I need, except brown. There is no brown in here, and they have brown for Cogsworth, the clock. So I think I'm going to try to dye that for myself, which I'm kind of excited about too. Oh, stitches. Okay, so I think I'm kind of excited about too. I'm knitting this on Nitpicks short tips, interchangeables, and the size is 5. I think I did a 4 for the ribbing, and 5 I'm doing for the color work. And I didn't want it to be too loose. Like I said, it's written for sport weight. So we'll see. We'll see if I pick the right size. Because I really don't want it to be oversized. I want it to be relatively fitted, not like ridiculously so, not like negative ease, but like right on. So we'll see. But I am so excited about this sweater. I'm so excited. It's going kind of slow just because I'm taking my time, and it's color work, and I don't want to rush it. I'm enjoying it so much. Oh, I was going to show you this book a little bit. So there are some really beautiful patterns in here. I find that I think I gravitate toward the color work patterns. I'm a very literal person. Here's the Beauty and the Beast sweater again. I'm a very literal person, and I love pictures of things. So things inspired by are cute. These are adorable. The little Jacques and Gus. I can see myself totally making those. I'm sure they have a lot of pieces and stuff, but they're so cute. I also really like that they have Pascal. Let's see, what's a good picture of him? I guess this one. Pascal from Rapunzel. He is so cute, and they show him knitted in a couple of different colors, and I really like that. Let's see. We have other things like a hat, a poncho from the Emperor's New Groove, which would just be a lot of knitting. Let's be real. This I love. They have socks and mitts of the Three Good Fairies. I would totally make the mitts. I don't know about the socks. That seems like a lot of work to be hiding in your shoe. They have an Evil Queen sweater. They have Ariel socks, which I don't know if I would ever make, but I think they're really cute. I would have bought this book just for the sweater, to be honest. This is beautiful. This Colors of the Wind Infinity Cowl from Pocahontas. I can see myself making that. I love the yarn they used. It would be perfect for a gradient. Here's a better picture of it. This is probably my second favorite thing that I can really see myself making. They have Alice in Wonderland mittens, some stuff from Mulan, Tiana camisole that I'm sure my girls would love someday. Ivy really likes there's a bell shawl that's really pretty. It's just yellow, kind of inspired by her dress. Ivy really likes this. I asked her if there's anything she really wanted, and she said that she loves Moana. And it's a shawl that's inspired by like Moana's outfit. So I'll think about that. I think that's mosaic knitting. It's a lot of work though. I think this Lion King sweater is super cute. That might be something I make someday. That's very cute. So anyway, there's a lot of good patterns in here, which is great because sometimes you get these kind of books like I totally would have for one pattern, and then that's the only thing you make out of it. But I think I'm going to make at least 3 or 4 other things out of there. Probably more. I hope so, because it's a beautiful book. So anyway, I got that for Christmas from my husband, and I think he pre-ordered it. So that was beautiful. Okay, another Christmas present I got. My mother-in-law and I exchange this box every year, so we send it back and forth to each other because we always send each other presents. So I got 2 kinds of yarn from her, which I asked for. I had these in my Nitpicks wish list, and This one is Gloss DK in the cranberry colorway. Gloss DK is probably, well, it's one of my very favorite yarns to knit with. It's got that little bit of silk in it. I think it's 30% silk, and it's so beautiful. It's just got like a great sheen to it. It's it holds up well, and I love this color. So my plan for this is to make a pattern that Sari Nordlund has not released yet, and I'm not sure what it's called, but it was in Aro Knits podcast. I will try to link it down below. I have not linked anything down below yet because I don't know what I'm doing, but I will try. I will try to do that today. But anyway, this would be great for the main color, and then I just have some bare gloss that I think I'll use for the color work, and that could be my Christmas sweater next year. There's so many things I want to make. It's just unreal. So I got several balls of that. I think enough for a sweater, especially if I use a contrast. How many did I get? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh yeah, 8. And then I have 4 of these. This is Nitpicks Aloft lace weight, which is their their mohair silk, and it's in the Labyrinth colorway, and it's this beautiful dark green. And I love, as you can see, I love green. Green and red are my favorite colors. I mean, my name is Holly, so I don't know if that has anything to do with it. Green and red are also complementary colors. I mean, they're very Christmassy, obviously, but you know, green is made out of blue and yellow, which are primary colors, and red is the other primary color, so I don't know. They go really well together. But I'm not sure what I'm going to do with this yet, but I just love it. And it would be great to hold with some fingering weight yarn, make a fuzzy green thing, something like that. But this is great just to have in my stash and wait for inspiration. So that was a Christmas gift from my mother-in-law and stepfather-in-law. Let's see, is there anything else I wanted to talk about? I have lots of dream knitting. But you know, this year, I always make New Year's resolutions. I don't know. I know a lot of people don't because they don't like the pressure of doing what they said they were going to do. And a lot of people pick a word of the year and all of that. But, you know, I love the fresh start of the new year. I love feeling like, okay, Christmas is over. You know, we have a fresh start. It's like the fresh start of the school year. I love it. And so I always make New Year's resolutions. And then I go back and look at, you know, when I go back and look at the ones that I've done in the past, no, I haven't kept them all. But I have kept some of them, usually about half, and sometimes more. And I feel like, you know, if I hadn't made those resolutions, I wouldn't have done any of those things. So I think it's better to try. You know, isn't there a saying like the only true failure is not trying, or something like that? So I didn't make any official resolutions about my knitting, but I think I really need to work on my whips. I have a lot of things that are almost done or half done or started, and they're starting to weigh me down. Usually it doesn't bother me having a lot of whips, but it's starting to bother me. So I'm going to finish my ice cream sweater that I showed you before, my hand spun flax light, which I don't know if I've ever shown you, but it has one sleeve done and the other sleeve not done. So I need to finish that one. Obviously these things that I just showed you I want to finish. There's a couple things I've started for my kids that I haven't finished, and like Toby's night sweater. And I have I should show this to you next time. I'll show this to you because I don't know if I'm going to work on it for a while, but I have a sweater. It was another Camaro. I was calling it my neon Camaro, that I made for myself, and I just don't like it. I don't like how it fits on me, and I didn't want to rip it out because I love the yarn and I want to use the yarn, but it was so much work. And it's a worsted weight sweater, so it's not exactly as much as like a fingering weight sweater would be, but I had Mary try it on, and of course it's too big for her, but it's also like cozy, and I haven't done the sleeves yet, so I hate doing the sleeves. So I think I'm going to make that for her. So that's another whip. Instead of being something that needs to be ripped out, it's just an almost done whip, right? That's a good thing. I have some more blankets that are on the go, and in fact, I have one more project to show you, which is my Christmas blanket I'm doing. Oh, and this is, you remember that that flax I started for Grady, the baby? Well, I haven't done the sleeves yet, but I did get this one going last night, so I just got the needle back on. So, dun, 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 dun. At least it started. But I got the advent calendar from Simply Serving this year, and I really liked it. It was called the 12 Books of Christmas, and it was really interesting. She did not pick the 12 books I would have picked. Well, maybe some of them. Like, she did have A Christmas Carol, and then she had some books that I never heard of, which was really interesting. She had some things that I did not know were books. Well, I guess it's the same thing, but you know, but I really enjoyed it. I should have brought them next time, because I think it'll be 2 weeks. I will show you the main skein, the Christmas Day skein. But I have been making squares. So for my granny square blanket that I'm going to make. So just so to remind you, I'm going to make a granny square blanket edged in black. So they're going to look like this. But this is from my advent calendar last year that I got from her, which was about the movie White Christmas. So this is one from this year. This was called Dasher. I think it was Dasher. It's one of the reindeer. Evidently there is a book about one of the reindeer, and this was that book. This was one. I'm not going to remember all the titles. I love the red and green ones, especially. I think this was one. I'm pretty sure. I mean, I'm only using my advent calendar yarns for this. This was my favorite one. This was the New Year's Eve color. I think it was the night before Christmas, and I just love it. And you know, I love when you crochet it, how clumpy it is. I don't know why. But I love all the bright red, that it's like red, and then it has a little bit of pink around the edges where it's sort of bled into the color transition, because I think that's super retro to have a little pink. But then I love all the greens. They have like a little bit of dark green. There's like 4 colors of green in there, and I just think it's so pretty. So I've already done all of those. I can get 7 squares out of 1 20-gram mini. And anyway, this one's really pretty too. I don't remember what that book is. This one I think was from Katie and the Big Snow, that picture book, and it is very like minty blue-green with red, because it's one of those picture books from the olden days before they could like print everything in all the colors, and they had to pick like 2 colors. And I love that one. I love the mint. So anyway, and then there's this one. I think this was Gingerbread Man. Some tan in it. So I am really enjoying. This is like the last thing I work on before I go to bed, when David and I are watching TV. We're still watching through Star Trek Voyager. When I get too tired to do something more interesting, I pull this out and just do a square or 2, and it's so nice. And once I run out of minis, or I just feel like it, I will start adding the black borders. And once I add all the black borders, I will crochet them together and make a beautiful blanket. So I'm really excited about that. And for the black, I'm just using Nitpicks Stroll Fingering in black. And you know, I think it would look beautiful with a cream also. Maybe in the future I will do a cream one, because it's just fun. It's fun to have, like I said before, it's fun to have crochet as an option, just as something different. I have been having some carpal tunnel. I don't know why. I don't know if I'm knitting too much. I don't feel like I am, because I don't knit a lot in the daytime. Like I'll find little pockets here and there, but I'm not knitting for like 5 hours straight or anything. And I noticed last night that my elbow was hurting. So I like iced it, my elbow, because when I was gripping things, it was hurting up into my elbow. So I don't know what that is. Maybe maybe I am knitting too much. I don't know. I think that's all I have for you today. I think I will try to have more dream knitting next time. Did I get any other yarn for Christmas? Oh, yes, I did. In fact, I did not bring it down here. So I'll do that next time. I got a skein of yarn, 2 skeins of yarn from my husband for Christmas. One from Yarn Cafe Creations and another one from Southern Storytime. So, which was a sock set. So I will show you those next time. Hopefully I remember. And let me know what you're knitting or what you're working on or how your New Year's going, or if you have any New Year's resolutions about your knitting, because those are always interesting. I know a lot of people resolve or just decide. They maybe don't want to put a big word on it, but just decide to use their stash as much as they can or not to buy yarn or whatever. I think those are great. Just to use what you have and, you know, appreciate it and be thankful for it. I really just want to get through my whips. I feel like if I get through my whips, then I will have permission to cast on things with my stash, because I've got a lot of stuff in my stash that I want to use, that I'm excited to use. So anyway, thank you for joining me today. I hope you all have a great week and or 2, and I'll see you back next time. Bye. Okay, I didn't talk about my mouse book today, so I wanted to show this. This is another Miss Bianca book by Marjorie Sharp. I got this for Christmas, and I'm really excited about it because it still has the dust jacket. And so it's very nice. I'm going to start reading this probably today. I was looking for a book to read last night, and then I was like, oh, I should read that one. And it was downstairs, and so I didn't come get it, but I'm going to start this tonight. So I will report back what I think about this. But I also got this from my mother-in-law for Christmas, so thank you, Mom.